Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Callie, and today I'm going to be sharing everything that I did to prepare my body for conception. A little side note, we actually conceived a month before the month that we planned to, so we conceived in April. We weren't planning on trying until May, and the Lord said, time to have your little girl. But as someone who has been through miscarriage and chemical pregnancy, when you experience losses like that, it's difficult to get answers sometimes as to why they happened. So I had to do my own research, and this video is just me sharing what worked for me. But with that being said, I am not a doctor, so please consult with your doctor and figure out what's best for you. Do your own research, but hopefully this video is helpful in any way to you, and let's get started. So number one, I stayed very hydrated. I am typically a person who does not drink a lot of caffeine. I'm thankful for that because that is very dehydrating. I'm also someone who doesn't drink alcohol very often as well, maybe a few drinks every month, but I really became strict about my water intake and the quality of the water I was putting into my body. So I highly recommend doing your own research on what hydration does for your body and how it prepares you for conception. So we want that cervical mucus to be the right consistency so it can carry the sperm everywhere it needs to go, and all the cells are happy and full of water and ready to divide at a very rapid rate. So hydration is key for preparing your body to conceive. So number one, hydration. Number two, I chose to start taking a high quality prenatal vitamin that has the active form of vitamin B9 or folate versus the synthetic form of vitamin B9, which is folic acid. So the reason why I chose to go with the active form of folate, or B9, is because a lot of women, without even knowing, have a hard time synthesizing the synthetic form of vitamin B9. And the reason why we want to start taking folate even before we start to try to conceive is because that baby's neurotube is going to develop between days 17 and 30 of conception, and that is before women even know that they're pregnant. So I wanted to make sure that I was getting my body prepared even before I knew that baby was growing in there. And not only for the baby, but for my body as well. So I will go ahead and link the prenatal vitamin pack that I took below. It is hefty, but I thought it was worth it. Number one is hydration. Number two is I took a very powerful, high quality prenatal vitamin. Number three, I also took a very high quality antioxidant. Sorry, I'm probably gonna butcher this. Biactisol forte. And so this is essentially going to protect the cells from oxidative stress and free radical damage. And if you think about it, creating a baby, two cells that rapidly multiply into that baby, we want to make sure that our cells and our tissues and our muscles, everything is free of toxins as much as possible. And especially I was a full-time fitness instructor, my cells and my body in general was susceptible to free radical damage and oxidative stress. So I made sure that I got on this. Thank you to my dad for recommending this, as well as a bunch of other stuff I'm going to talk about in this video. So I will also link this down below. So number one, hydration. Number two, high quality prenatal. Number three, the powerful antioxidant supplement. And number four is Progesterone Plus here. Progesterone Plus is from Young Living Essential Oils, that company. And my friend Beth, hello, my friend Beth is very knowledgeable about essential oils, and she recommended this to me. And although I only was taking this supplement 2 months before I conceived, I already saw a huge difference within my cycle as someone who has very long, irregular cycles. The month before I started taking this, it was 40 days, and after I began taking this, it shortened my next cycle to 34 days. So by 6 days, it shortened my cycle, and that's a huge deal. I also had a very mild period, which usually it's super intense and painful, and I have terrible PMS. This was a lifesaver. and then the following month I got pregnant. Now the really important thing about Progesterone Plus is it naturally regulates your progesterone levels. Now the reason why we want healthy progesterone levels is because the progesterone will determine how thick the lining of your uterus is. And when that egg implants into the uterine lining, it needs to be thick and plush and ready to house and home that baby. And so with my research, I read that low progesterone is linked to reoccurring miscarriage. So I made sure I took this, and it's natural and it works with your body, and it did great things for my body even before I conceived. And I continued to take this through the first trimester. I want to talk about Brazil nuts specifically. So Brazil nuts have a high amount of selenium in them, and a lot of foods in our diet do not contain selenium. And this little guy, just one little Brazil nut a day, is enough selenium for your whole day. And selenium helps promote thyroid function. As someone who has thyroid disease, and knowing that the thyroid gland is what produces the hormones that help reproductive function, I wanted to make sure that I was taking care of this organ and giving it what it needed. So selenium is one component and iodine is another component. I do not have any more seaweed snacks because I eat them all, but seaweed has high iodine, and iodine is another component that promotes healthy thyroid function. So I made sure I was eating Brazil nuts and incorporating a lot of seaweed into my diet. So in conjunction with the nuts, I made sure I was just eating a well-balanced, healthy diet, making sure I was getting a lot of healthy fats in there. I was eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, getting enough protein in, so all that good stuff. That's very, very important as well. Number 1 was hydration. Number 2 was a high-quality prenatal supplement. Number 3 was the powerful antioxidant supplement. Number 4 was the Progesterone Plus essential oil. Number 5 was nuts and diet. Number six, I think is very important. I made sure that I removed as many environmental stressors as possible, as much as I could control it. Because with my research, I learned that the higher amount of cortisol that you have, so that's your stress hormone, the higher amount of cortisol that you have going through your body, that actually can inhibit other healthy hormones from working properly. So we want to make sure that we are in a good headspace, good mental, emotional state to invite this new life into our bodies, into our lives. So I made sure I was taking adequate care of myself. I upped my self-care routine and just allowed myself to rest when I needed to, and prayed a lot, and just spoke life over my body, over my mind, over my thoughts, and surrounded myself with good people. Just made sure that I said no to things when I felt overwhelmed to the best of my ability. I'm still working on that. Where are my people pleasers at? And I just want to say that as women, our fertility journeys, our journeys to motherhood, they're all so different. Some of you are still in the waiting period, and I'm praying for you. Some of you have experienced many, many losses. Some of us are expecting our rainbow baby. Some of us have never experienced infertility, and we are a fertile Felicia. And girl, you gotta own that too. And I just want you to know that if there's anyone out there who needs to talk about anything, I'm here for you. I'm your gal. In my next video, I'm gonna talk about symptoms by trimester. And I'm going to break it up as much as I can, but holy cow, I can mark out of breathness on that. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it was educational and that it helped some of you, and if anything, it was just entertaining. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.